everyone, I'm back with a video, actually a review video. So I have some really great notebooks from a California women-owned small business called Jumping Fox Design, and they were kind enough to give me some of their notebooks to test out. So I'm very excited. I got some hardcover notebooks from them with dot grid pages. You guys know how much I love my dot grids. Basically all the notebooks I buy are dot gridded. And so I'm gonna go through the features of it. I'm gonna test out my pens on it. I'm gonna talk about you know, what it includes, my thoughts on these notebooks. I haven't written in any of them yet. They're brand new. And then at the end of the video, I'll obviously let you know where you can purchase them and put everything in the description box below. Okay, so this is how the box looks when you order the notebook. And you slide the cover off. It's packaged really nicely. So there's 3 different colors that I got, 3 different cover colors. This one being the tweed gray, and then one of their most popular, the satin purple, and twilight blue. So tweed gray cover is pretty straightforward. It's nice and like linen textured. And then these two, the satin purple and the twilight blue, have this really cool, I want to say it's like a sparkly element to it. It doesn't sparkle, obviously, you guys can see, but when you get up close to it, it's a little bit shimmery, so it gives it a little bit more depth than just being like a matte notebook cover. And it's got this really cute Jumping Fox Design logo on the front, and then their name on the back. All right, so I want to go through what is inside each notebook. So we'll use the satin purple one. All right, so you've got this nice elastic closure band so that your notebook isn't flying open in your bag. So if you open that, got your front page. So I love the setup of these notebooks because they're really great for journaling, bullet journaling, really for creating whatever type of notebook you want. Each of them has a table of contents in the very beginning, so you can put your page numbers and then whatever content you have in your journal, and you can see down at the bottom every single page is numbered. So it's great for keeping track. So you have this contents in the beginning, and then it jumps right into the main pages. So like I said, I got the dot grid, but they also have other styles if dot grids aren't really your thing. All of their notebooks are A5 size, which is perfect size for throwing in bags, writing on. I love A5 size notebooks. So you've got all of your pages, and these pages are really beautiful because they also have a shimmer to them on the side, which I just think is like a really fun detail. You can tell that, at least to me, that this company has thought about all the different aspects aesthetically and functionally. So you've got all of your pages. At the very back, you've got 8 perforated sheets. So you can actually tear these out along the perforation. So depending on what you use your notebook for, if you need to give, you know, a sheet to somebody or take it somewhere else and you don't want to take your whole notebook, then you can use a perforated sheet. And then at the very back, kind of like moleskin notebooks, which I love, they have this accordion pocket that is expandable, so you can put notes in there or whatever you need to keep all of your things organized. And then there's 2 bookmarks. I actually love the double bookmark feature. I like to bullet journal, and so this has been really handy in keeping one of the bookmarks in my current like agenda, essentially, because I create mine like a calendar, and so it's the most up-to-date page. And then I'll usually use the second bookmark for, I don't know, content that I'm referencing a lot, or maybe you keep it towards the front with your table of contents. Whatever you use double bookmarks for, it's nice that they give you that option to use both. It's not too thick. It has 140 pages, so it's like a really good sized notebook. You will get a lot of use out of it for sure. Another feature that I love about these notebooks that I do want to point out is that they do open flat. So when you're writing, you can really smooth down both sides, and you can have your hand on your paper, and you don't have to worry about it being bunched up like in normal books, or trying to write in the crease. Everything lies nice and flat. I want to give you a close-up of these pages. They're really nice and thick, acid-free paper, which prevents any sort of bleeding from pens. And I'll do, a little pen test and show you guys how writing on these pages looks and feels. But they're really substantial in terms of weight, which I like. Anyone that loves paper, it's nice to feel like what you're writing on is really sturdy. So I think that's a really nice feature of these notebooks. I want to do just some quick testing of pens and pencils on this. So I'm going to test a couple different writing utensils with this notebook so you guys can see. So I'm going to use mechanical pencil. I've got just a regular ink Muji black pen, and then my favorite highlighters, which are mild liners. And then lastly, a uni pen, just to simulate any sort of fine drawing utensil. All right, so starting with pencil. I love writing in pencil. That's my favorite writing utensil to use. And on these notebooks, writing is very smooth. I would say the paper is slightly rougher than Rhodia paper, if you're familiar with the brand Rhodia. I usually use Rhodia pads, and so that's why it's easy for me to compare the two. And it's not a bad type of rough. It's just got a little bit more tooth to the paper texture than Rhodia paper, which is extremely smooth. So I would say Rhodia is kind of on one end in terms of smoothness. This is certainly not too textured. It feels very nice writing on. I have no problems with mechanical pencil, which is great for me because that's what I mostly write in. Let's do the Muji pen next. Same type of smoothness, obviously. And then what I like is that there's no bleeding. So they put that in their description, and it is true. There's no sort of bleeding with the pen itself. And then, well, let's do the other ones, and then I'll show you if there's any sort of bleed through or shadows that go onto the other page. But in terms of pens, this is great. There's no feathering or any issues like that. So let's use the Uni pen next. This is size 0.2. Same thing, no bleeding, no feathering, very smooth to write on. I like to write in my bullet journaling. I'm mostly using these two writing utensils, so this works great for me. I don't have any issues with paper being too thin. That's usually a common problem. This paper, you're not gonna have that issue. And then let's do some highlighting, because I like to highlight in my journals. All right, so good color, obviously. Now I'll show you guys. So that's what I've written. And then let's turn the page. So it's actually really nice. I like this paper, I think, because of the thickness. There isn't really bleed through onto the previous page, which is great if you're using it double-sided, as you should be using your notebooks. I mean, obviously the ends of the highlighter, it's the most saturated, so you get a little bit of a shadow, but honestly nothing I would ever be worried about. You're not going to not be able to use the back sheet because of any sort of transfer through the page itself with any pens or drawing pens that you might be using, and of course, you know, not with pencil. I've started filling up the Twilight Blue journal with notes from some courses that I'm currently taking. So I'll show you guys what that looks like. And so I mostly write in pencil, like I said, and it's been great. You know, normal wear on my mechanical pencil lead as I'm writing. The pages feel really nice. I'm also using my highlighters and my drawing pens with no issues whatsoever and no transfer. I really love these notebooks. I think the quality is extremely high. The owners of Jumping Fox Design have absolutely spent their time researching, figuring out not only the features of a really good notebook and how to make it versatile for whatever use you have for your notebooks, but also taking into account all the little details that I think make a really good notebook. From the table of contents to the quality of paper to little details, aesthetic details, like the fabric that they're using for their covers, their color choices, the pages having this shimmer aspect to it. I just think all of it presents itself as an extremely high quality package. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're interested in getting your own Jumping Fox Design notebook, they come in all different cover colors. So I showed you 3 different ones in this video, but they have more options online. I will put in the description box below the Amazon link where you can purchase these notebooks in either the dot grid like I have or the ruler lined, if that's more your jam. And I'll also put their website so you can read more about them and see their products and support this small business.